we're covering now is 2.1, and as you know, 2.1 is kind of an out of order, so now we're going back to the beginning. So we'll do 2.1, 2.2, and then 2.5 and 2.6. And then that will be the end of the chapter. So this chapter is parent functions and transformations. So I thought I would show you a picture of my parents. So here's my dad, here's my mom. I am the youngest of 5 kids. My sister, then my brother, then sister, and then boom, I came 8.5 years later. So I was kind of a surprise, yay. Anyway, there's my family, there's my parents. It's interesting how we look like our parents, weird. Okay, so parent function is the most basic function in a family, all right, in a function family. So, for example, we have fx equals 1. This could be fx equals 5, fx equals 100, but it's a constant, and it's just a line, okay? The domain is all real numbers, and the range, the y value, is just 1. And if it was f of x equals 5, it would be just 5. Okay, but this is a basic function of just a constant, y equals a number. Okay, the next one we have is a linear function. We all know what these look like. We've looked at them. We did them in 2.3 a little bit. Okay, but this is the basic linear function. Now they have f of x. You can say y equals x, but f of x equals x, and it's just this basic line. And the domain and the range are all real numbers. It goes forever this way, and it goes forever this way. Okay, another parent function is the absolute value function. Now these obviously are not the only ones. There's lots of them. These are just the ones that we're covering right now. This is the absolute value function. Okay, f of x is the absolute value of x. And the way I remember this one is that it's pointy. So it's absolutely pointy. All right, and this is the very basic one. Nothing's been done to it. It's just the basic parent function. Okay, and lastly, we have the quadratic one. And like I said, there's lots of them, but these are just the ones we're covering. Okay, the quadratic function, x squared, is just the basic one. So from here, we can flip them, we can stretch them, we can shrink them, we can move them around, but these are always the ones that we start with. Okay, so a transformation, the definition of a transformation is a transformation changes the size, shape, position, or orientation of a graph. So like I said, if you have a, say you have a, how do I do this? a quadratic function, okay? I can flip it upside down, I can stretch it, I can shrink it, I can move it around, I can turn it, okay? All of those things are transformations, but there are different kinds of transformations. Just like this transformer. This is a transformer that's old. I don't know if transformers have been around a long time. Okay, so a translation, I know they sound a lot alike. A translation is a transformation that shifts a graph horizontally and or vertically, but does not change its size, shape, or orientation. Okay, so again, say this is, well, say I have my quadratic function again. Okay, all it does is move it back and forth and up and down, but it doesn't flip it, it doesn't, stretch it, it doesn't shrink it, it just moves it back and forth and up and down. That's called a translation. Okay, so let's look at this. It says graph g of x equals x minus 4 and its parent function. So I'm going to do the parent function first. Might as well. And it's linear, right? I've got g of x equals x minus 4. The parent function is, I'm going to do f of x just equals x. And we can do that in green. So here is that function right there. All right, now this other one, x minus 4, let's see what happens to that. If I make myself a little table here, if I do -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, okay? If I plug in -2, I get -6. -1 minus 4 is -5. -4, -3, it's a pattern, of course, it's linear. And if I come over here and I'm going to do this in orange. Okay, so this is going to be in orange. So -2, -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -1, -5 is going to be there, and there, and there, and there. So if I connect that, then I have another line that has just been moved down 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So I've got my parent function, and x minus 4 is just the same thing, it's just been moved down. Okay? Let me see the time. Okay. All right, so I would like you to sketch this the best you can. I know it's hard when you've just got graph paper and stuff, but I want you to graph the parent function of this, which would be, let's say f of x equals x, and then graph x plus 3 and look at the difference. And I will do the answer in the next video.